Did you know that right now, as you watch this video, a tiny biological sewer system is working inside your skull? And if you regularly don't get enough sleep, this system shuts down, leaving toxic waste right inside your brain. Every evening, we face the exact same choice: go to bed on time or steal a couple more precious hours of the night for ourselves. We scroll through our feeds, finish watching a TV show, or wrap up work tasks, genuinely believing that nothing bad will happen. After all, we are adults. We can control our fatigue with a cup of strong coffee. We think of sleep as an annoying biological chore, an evolutionary bug that causes us to waste a third of our lives doing nothing. We treat the bed as a waiting room for the next workday, rather than a vital process. But what if I told you that this harmless habit of looking at your phone at night is actually a systematic and conscious suicide of your cognitive system? Modern civilization has declared war on the dark. Electricity, gadget screens, and artificial lighting have permanently broken our natural circadian rhythms, which took millions of years to form. We force our bodies to stay awake when they should be shutting down. And we genuinely wonder why by the age of 30 we feel like squeezed lemons, suffer from chronic anxiety, and forget words mid-sentence. The truth is, the price of sleep deprivation isn't measured simply by bags under your eyes or a bad mood in the morning. Sleep deprivation is a direct blow to the most valuable organ you have. And while you think a couple of hours of a TV show are worth your morning alertness, an irreversible cascade of destruction begins inside your skull. Something scientists have only recently discovered. Block 1. Brain plumbing. How a night shower saves you from dementia. Imagine a huge metropolis where bustling life boils every day. Residents work, produce goods, and leave behind tons of garbage, packaging, and toxic waste. If the municipal service in such a city stops working and trash is no longer collected, the streets will very quickly drown in filth, and the city will turn into an uninhabitable dump. Our brain is arranged in the exact same way. During a day of active work, neurons burn a colossal amount of energy and secrete waste products. Among this waste, beta-amyloid and tau proteins occupy a special place. If these toxic proteins are not cleared away in time, they begin to stick together, forming plaques that gradually kill nerve cells and lead to terrible incurable diseases, such as Alzheimer's disease, and various forms of dementia. For a long time, scientists puzzled over a mystery. Every organ in our body has a lymphatic system responsible for clearing out slags and toxins. But for a long time, no such system could be found in the brain. And then, relatively recently, neuroscientists made a stunning discovery that turned our understanding of medicine upside down. It turns out that the brain has its own unique cleaning system, called the glymphatic system. And the most important discovery is that this biological sewer turns on exclusively when we plunge into deep sleep. When you fall asleep, your brain cells literally shrink by nearly 60%, creating gaps through which cerebrospinal fluid begins to circulate at high speed, powerfully washing away all the daytime toxic trash. When you consciously steal sleep from yourself for the sake of another episode or a deadline, you are not just depriving yourself of rest. You are consciously forbidding your brain from washing away the dirt accumulated during the day. Block 2. The night archivist. How the hippocampus organizes your life. But cleansing toxins is only the first function of night recovery. Imagine all the events that happen to you during the day. Articles read, snippets of conversations, work tasks, funny videos from the internet, faces of passers-by on the street. Throughout the day, this whole avalanche of information pours into the short-term working memory of your brain, overloading it to the limit. If the brain saved absolutely everything in a row, your head would burst from information noise by lunchtime. That is why during the day we remember a bunch of unnecessary details that safely fade from our heads by evening. And this is where the magic of night rest comes into play, without which learning, development, and career growth are physically impossible. As you plunge into deep and rapid sleep phases, a tiny seahorse-shaped structure activates inside your head, the hippocampus. It acts as a night archivist, or an experienced system administrator. The hippocampus takes all the chaotic information accumulated during the day, sorts it, filters out the informational garbage, and begins transferring the most valuable and important things to the long-term storage of the cerebral cortex. Moreover, it is during sleep that the amazing process of memory consolidation occurs, when fragmented facts are tied into a single logical chain. Have you ever noticed how sometimes you go to bed with an unresolved complex problem and wake up in the morning with a ready answer? That is not a miracle. That is your night archivist sorting everything out for you while you were seeing your 10th dream. By shortchanging your sleep, you deprive yourself of this built-in learning system, turning your brain into an overflowing spam folder. Block 3. The zombie effect. Why you seem smarter to yourself after a sleepless night. The most insidious property of chronic sleep deprivation is the absolute illusion of safety it creates. When a person lacks sleep for a day, 2, or a week, their body begins to release increased doses of stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. These hormones are needed to force the tired body to continue functioning in an emergency mode. It seems to you that you are coping just fine, that you have everything under control, and that a couple of hours of night work haven't affected your productivity at all. But neurobiological tests paint a thoroughly grim picture. After 24 hours without normal sleep, a person's cognitive abilities drop to the level of mild alcohol intoxication. Your reaction speed slows down drastically, critical thinking turns off, and your level of empathy drops to 0. The scariest part here lies in the so-called illusion of competence. The prefrontal cortex of the brain, which is responsible for self-control, planning, and an adequate assessment of one's own capabilities, shuts down first due to a lack of energy. As a result, a person who is in a state of deep cognitive exhaustion genuinely believes they are full of energy and brilliant ideas, although in practice, they make stupid mistakes at every turn. You start snapping at loved ones over trifles, making idiotic decisions at work, forgetting simple words and acting clueless in elementary situations. But your own brain is incapable of adequately assessing this because it simply lacks the resources for self-analysis. You turn into a walking zombie operating on autopilot and slowly destroying your own nervous system. Block 4. The 90-minute rule and scientific secrets of perfect awakening. So, we have figured out that sleep deprivation is not just a temporary inconvenience, but a destructive process that kills neurons, clogs the brain with toxic waste, and robs you of your memory. But how do you live in a modern world where deadlines press, work never ends, and there is objectively not enough time in the day? Does this mean you need to drop everything and sleep 10 hours a day, turning into an amoeba? Of course not. The secret to ideal sleep lies not so much in its endless duration as in the correct biological architecture and understanding of how our internal clocks work. Our sleep consists of cycles, each lasting about 90 minutes. During this time, we go from light surface sleep to deep cleansing and the rapid eye movement dreaming phase, after which the cycle repeats from the beginning. The main life hack for productive sleep is to wake up strictly at the end of such a 90-minute cycle, not right in the middle of it. If an alarm clock pulls you out of a deep sleep phase in the middle of the night, you experience what is known as sleep inertia, that very state where you feel broken, angry, and sleepy all day long, even after sleeping for 8 hours. To get enough sleep in less time and feel rested, calculate your sleep so that the total time is a multiple of an hour and a half, 4.5, 6, or 7.5 hours. Add to this a cool room, absolute darkness for melatonin production, and avoiding screens an hour before bedtime. Take care of your brain, let it clean itself properly at night, and it will reward you with an incredible clarity of mind that you've already started to forget.